If the view disappeared, would Santorini still win?
Santorini is not a venue. It's a decision about how you want to feel, Stella. Agree?
Yeah, I agree. Santorini is a feeling. Welcome to the GDPA Podcast series. I am Stella Chagnotti of Stella and Mosha Weddings, and I am very happy to be with you ladies today, Julia and Evita.
We're very happy to be here.
We're kickstarting the GDPA Podcast series, and our first topic is why Santorini?
Why not?
Why not? One sentence, what makes Santorini, in your opinion, different for destination weddings?
You want one sentence. I will give you keywords, but
Okay.
each one is a sentence by itself. View, cliff edge, architecture, unique wedding venues that are actual wedding venues, and of course the sunset. And Stella, do not forget, I always have this feeling that I know that people have this and they don't know why. Having your ceremony at the edge of the reef of the caldera of a volcano, because Santorini was one island with its volcano, 4,000 years ago dipped into the water because of the eruption.
Round. Also.
Round, yeah. And this is amazing. Having this feeling, standing there and getting married to your loved one.
Yes, that is so true. I always said that people leave Santorini with their nervous system reset. I mean, the volcanic energy does that to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so
It is.
strong. And people here, when they're here, couples, when they're here, they feel present. They actually live the moment, they experience, they disconnect from whatever it is that is happening back home, which is amazing. So, in your opinion, what experience does a couple take away from Santorini? What is the feeling that they take away from Santorini that they don't get elsewhere?
The feeling of a perfectly layered experience.
I agree. Santorini has so much more to offer than just this unique backdrop for the wedding ceremony. And this is what makes it so unique. And also people don't expect to find all these things on the island because they mainly know the views.
The view.
So we have the guests living in the cave houses, the wine tasting at our unique wineries and our wine varieties. We have the gastronomy on the island and your
My
favorite.
favorite, the sunset cruises around the volcano, swimming in the hot springs, and
That's a
enjoying the
must.
sunset from the yacht.
An experienced wedding planner knows what works, but most importantly, what doesn't work in Santorini. And let's be honest, 3 p.m. weddings don't work here. Wouldn't you agree? It's a topic we discussed a lot of.
We have discussed
Yes.
the couples. We discussed so much with the couples, and the couple have to trust their wedding planner and the experience that he has on the timeline of the day, because Santorini is an island right into the Mediterranean Sea, where summers are warm, and having the guests waiting for the ceremony to start or even during the ceremony. It's an outdoor wedding, standing under the sun and into the heat, well dressed up with the makeup, the nice clothes, makes it uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It may make it uncomfortable for everyone, not only the couple. And we care, all of us on the island care not only for the couple, but for their guests to have a nice time as well.
And also for the pictures. Having your ceremony early doesn't have the best result in the pictures, and I think all photographers, event photographers,
the
are
light
watching
is
us.
harsh.
They will agree. The closer we go to sunset, the better it is. But of course, we have to take into consideration the music restrictions of our island. So we try to adjust the time schedule in a way that we can fit everything. And I think here our advice is to work with your planner and your photographer. These are the two key vendors on the wedding day. Work with both of them to create the timeline you like, but let them guide you on the exact flow.
Yeah.
Yes, and this is something that we've always discussed between us, that these are outdoor weddings, and they are outdoor weddings on an island that is a black volcanic cliff, and outdoor weddings are the same wherever you are in Santorini or another island. It doesn't matter. You are faced with so many different elements when it comes to weather. So listen to your wedding planner. So what are some expert planner tips we can share with our audience today?
I think besides the lighting and the timeline that we discussed on the day, one tip that I have from my side is to think about having a pre-wedding photo shoot. This can be perfectly combined with a welcome event and have a 2-hour photo shoot before the welcome event with your photographer. Santorini is full of beautiful locations, as we said, but let's not forget that it is a busy island and a crowded island. So on the wedding day, you don't want to go somewhere far from the wedding venue or at an iconic location that it might be crowded. So we think that doing a pre-wedding photo shoot allows you to choose the exact locations you like without having any restrictions. And then after you finish, you're ready for your event. You have your photographer with you, so you get both, and photo shoot and the welcome event.
And you also get to know better your photographer to feel more comfortable for the photos on your wedding day.
Yes.
You take all the stress out, so it is
Because not all couples are models.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes some time.
It takes
to
time.
feel comfortable posing in front of a camera.
Correct. Well, the best wedding professionals really know when to step forward and when to step back. And this is what GDPA stands for. Wedding professionals that are with consistency, reliability, and real local knowledge, real knowledge of Greece and the Greek islands. So on an island with so many vendors, how does one choose?
Santorini is challenging for vendors. Either it is for logistics or weather or restrictions that we have to consider when we're designing an event. So what matters a lot is how big knowledge, is this correct, he has of the island. So how the couples can understand if he has or not. Just to ask some tricky questions, like when they are talking to a vendor, they can ask him, "We are getting married at that specific location," not what you recommend, what you do not recommend at that location, or what the challenges this location has. Or if something goes wrong, do you have a backup plan? Answer, not yes, answer me now what you have in mind. So this is it, to understand the couple, to understand if the vendor is experienced, that has knowledge of the place.
In reality, isn't the planner the one that does the first choice on the vendors, and then we present our selected ones to the couples? So I think we should also think of how we as planners choose the vendors we want to work with. And especially for Santorini, I think it has to do with respect for the island and for the locals, and also respect for the rest of the vendors. And as Julia said, Santorini is not a control environment. Many of the times we have to do last-minute adjustments, last-minute changes. You know how it is. So we need to make sure that the team of vendors we have with us can work together quickly and effectively. And overall, teamwork in Santorini, I think, is key. So it's something we need to consider.
So now I'm moving on to one of my favorite topics for discussion, which I know three of us have discussed a lot in different occasions. People think that social media, and in our days, ChatGPT, is the main source for finding a vendor or a wedding planner for your wedding. What do you say to that?
I think it is a criteria, an important criteria for sure. We all use it daily in our lives, so it is an easy way to look for vendors, especially for a couple when they start planning their wedding. It is easy to get to know the vendor a little bit more, see their portfolio, their creativity, and where they work, and many more details. But I think we all need to remember that we choose what to show on social media, and we choose how to present ourselves on social media. So a couple might find a vendor online and believe that they have the best experience or the best knowledge on a specific location, but this vendor might have never done a wedding on that location before. So you need to you need to think more than not to think more, you need to look further than a nice picture that you see online, and talk to the vendor, ask the right questions, as we said before, and get to know and see if they're the right fit for you.
So basically, look beyond the style shoot photos.
This is another topic. Let's not start with it now. But yes. So it is an important criteria, but we wouldn't rely on it. Some great vendors don't even deal with social media, so this means that they're not good at what they do.
And for sure for small islands. I mean, because Santorini, even if it's a very well-known destination, it still remains a small island. So if you're looking for that, someone with a donkey to do that traditional donkey ride for the bride, you can't find these people on social media.
Yeah.
You need someone local. So listen to your planner.
Correct.
So going back to Santorini, again, I always think that, and I always say to people that the island was built inward. It was never about the view. The view came later. It was all about the architecture, about the pathways, the courtyards, the beautiful vineyards that we consider photogenic today. And essentially photographers, all photographers who have, shot a wedding at Santorini, they always take couples for a portrait session around those villages. Because it's the architecture, really. So if the view disappeared, would Santorini still win?
Santorini is not a venue. It's a decision about how you want to feel, Stella. Agree?
Yeah, I agree. Santorini is a feeling. It's still a very beautiful island, and one of those places that you have to visit at least once in your life. You have to see it. Yes. Ladies, thank you so much for being here today.
It was a pleasure. Great pleasure.
I really enjoyed us talking about our favorite subject, which is Santorini. And thank you to everyone who watched us today. The podcast the episode will be available on Spotify and on our YouTube channel. And if anyone has questions, they can always ask us on our social media, which is our Instagram and TikTok profiles, GDPA profiles. And of course, we welcome questions, and we can't wait to see the next episode.
What will it be about?
The next episode will be about the hidden gems.
Of Greece.
The hidden gems of Greece. So make sure you tune in.
We will not miss it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you.